Hey everyone, today we're diving into a fascinating period of Japanese history, Genpei War. This conflict, which lasted from 1180 to 1185, was a fierce battle between two powerful Japanese clans, the Minamoto and the Taira. They were fighting for control over the imperial throne, and trust me, the story is full of twists and turns. So, picture this: Japan in the late 12th century. Two mighty clans, the Minamoto and the Taira, are in a bitter rivalry. This wasn't just any rivalry, it was for the ultimate prize, the imperial throne. The civil war that erupted between them was marked by natural disasters like typhoons, earthquakes, famines, and even a plague. But it all came to a head at the decisive Battle of Dannoura. In this final clash, the Taira clan was defeated, and their leader, Tomomori, along with the young Emperor Antoku, chose to commit suicide rather than be captured. After this epic showdown, Minamoto no Yoritomo emerged victorious and established the Kamakura Shogunate. This marked the beginning of a new era where the military held power in Japan for centuries to come. Now, let's rewind a bit and talk about the background that led to this monumental war. The Genpei War, also known as Genpei no Soran, was essentially a civil war over who had the rightful claim to the imperial throne. Back in the 9th century, Japan's royal family was getting a bit too large and expensive to maintain. Emperors were having as many as 50 children, so many direct descendants were stripped of their royal status and given one of two family names, Minamoto or Taira. Both of these clans were powerful and heavily armed, which naturally led to a fierce rivalry. Tensions boiled over in 1156 with the Hogan disturbance. When retired Emperor Toba passed away, both clans claimed the vacant throne. On one side, retired Emperor Sutaku was supported by Tameyoshi, head of the Minamoto clan, and some members of the influential Fujiwara family. On the other side, Emperor Go-Shirakuwa had the backing of Tameyoshi's eldest son, the Taira clan, and other Fujiwara members. Thanks to the military prowess of Taira no Kiyomori, Go-Shirakuwa's side won, and Tameyoshi was executed. But that wasn't the end of it. In 1160, the Heiji disturbance broke out. Minamoto no Yoshitomo, feeling envious of the rewards and prestige Taira no Kiyomori had gained, seized the throne while Kiyomori was away. However, Kiyomori quickly returned, restored order, and Yoshitomo was killed. With two victories under their belt, the Taira clan became the most powerful family in Japan. But the Minamoto were far from defeated. They were ready for their comeback. Taira no Kiyomori, basking in his victories, was made Grand Minister of State in 1167, but power can be fleeting. Kiyomori started losing key allies, including Emperor Go-Shirakuwa, who plotted to assassinate him in 1177. Kiyomori's failed attempt to move the court from Kyoto to Kobe, and his bold move to place his 2-year-old grandson Antoku on the throne in 1180, pushed the Minamoto to their breaking point. With the support of Mochito, the son of ex-Emperor Go-Shirakuwa, the Minamoto clan declared war, sparking the Genpei War. So, the war kicked off with the Minamoto clan challenging Taira authority all over Japan. The Taira, determined to hold their ground, sent a massive army of 70,000 soldiers to confront the rebels near Mount Fuji. But here's the twist. Minamoto no Yoritomo had rallied a staggering 200,000 warriors to his cause. Many were fed up with the Taira's rule and the way they redistributed land rights. Seeing they were hugely outnumbered, the Taira forces retreated back to the capital, which only made Yoritomo's army even bigger as more rebels joined him. Instead of chasing the Taira, Yoritomo focused on tightening his grip over eastern Japan. Now, let's talk about Taira no Tomomori, the son of Kiyomori, who had passed away in 1181 from fever. Tomomori was a brilliant commander like his father and had some early victories. In 1180, he defeated Minamoto no Yoramasa and then Minamoto no Yuki at the Sanomida River in 1181. In a ruthless move, the Taira burned down the great temples of Onjoji, Tadaiji, and Kafukuji in retaliation for their support of the Minamoto. This act didn't sit well with the imperial court and really ticked off the Fujiwara clan, who were closely tied to the Kafukuji temple. As if a brutal civil war wasn't enough, Japan was also hit by a series of natural disasters. A typhoon struck in 1180, followed by a plague and famine over the next 2 years, and then a devastating earthquake in 1184. These events, detailed in Kamo no Chomei's work, Hojoken, Tales from My 10-Foot Square Hut, made life incredibly hard for the Japanese people and slowed down the war. While Yoritomo was solidifying his control over the Kanto region, another player entered the scene, Kiso Yoshinaka, Yoritomo's cousin, who was causing chaos in the Kiso Mountains. In 1183, he defeated a large Taira army at Kurakara in Echu, paving the way for an assault on Kyoto. The Taira, along with young Emperor Antoku, fled Kyoto when Yoshinaka's forces took over. Feeling confident, Yoshinaka declared himself shogun but soon found himself in trouble. After suffering defeats at Uji and Sita, he committed suicide, removing a rival for Yoritomo. Meanwhile, the Taira fleet had regrouped at Kyushu and controlled the inland sea from their base on the island of Yashima. But Minamoto no Yoshitsune, Yoritomo's younger brother, wasn't about to let them off easy. He launched a fierce attack on land, defeating the Taira at Ikainatani in 1184. In 1185, Yoritomo sent another brother, Noriuri, to the coast while Yoshitsune went after the Taira base at Yashima. Chased by Yoshitsune, the Taira were finally cornered and defeated at the Battle of Dannoura in the Strait of Shimonoseki. In a tragic and dramatic end, Taira no Tomomori threw himself into the sea, and Kiyomori's widow followed with the young Emperor Antoku in her arms. The Taira clan was finished. After this victory, Yoritomo set up a military government in Kamakura and declared himself shogun, a title previously only given by emperors for specific campaigns. This was the start of the Kamakura Shogunate, marking the beginning of military rule in Japan that would last for centuries. The dramatic end of the Taira clan, especially the young Antoku, would become a poignant and popular subject in Japanese literature and theater. So, after the dramatic fall of the Taira clan at the Battle of Dannoura, the Minamoto clan stood victorious. Minamoto no Yoritomo had not only won the war but had also fundamentally changed the political landscape of Japan. By establishing the Kamakura Shogunate in 1192, Yoritomo set the stage for a new era of military governance that would last for the next 7 centuries. Yoritomo's rule was marked by a more structured and centralized form of government. He appointed loyal vassals to key positions, ensuring that his control extended across Japan. This period saw the rise of the samurai class as the dominant force in Japanese society. The samurai were not just warriors but also landowners and administrators, creating a new social order that valued martial skill and loyalty above all. The Kamakura Shogunate also faced challenges, including invasions from the Mongols in the late 13th century. However, the resilience and fighting spirit of the samurai, along with fortuitous typhoons, dubbed the kamikaze or divine winds, helped repel the invaders and solidify the shogunate's power. The legacy of the Genpei War and the rise of the Kamakura Shogunate left an indelible mark on Japanese culture and history. The tales of heroism, loyalty, and tragedy from this era were immortalized in works like The Tale of the Haika, a classic of Japanese literature that continues to be read and performed to this day. In the end, the Genpei War was more than just a struggle for power. It was a transformative period that shaped the future of Japan, bringing about a new age where the samurai reigned supreme and set the foundations for centuries of feudal rule.